Anyway.
So what's the score right now, Eric? What's the score?
You shut up,
Hey,
alright? You shut up.
What's the score, man? What's the score?
Hey, screw you, man. Look. Okay, well, here's
the score, man.
It's a damn good thing that Forza Horizon 4 came out just recently, alright?
Oh, that's
Thank
good, man.
God for that.
I mean,
like
score what? 2-1? 2-1?
You know what? Shut the fuck up, alright? I'm gonna beat your ass. Alright.
Oh, man.
If it's not any evidence, alright? Like, today... I don't even want to finish the sentence, man. Like, today, we'll be reviewing, Spider-Man for...
Yes. Say it. Say the whole thing. Say
PlayStation 4!
Yes. You know, what can I say, Eric? What can I say? You gotta switch over to the winning team, man.
No, that's completely wrong, because look...
Why you gotta be a Microsoft, man?
Look, just so you know, look, as much as we, here's the thing, realistically, it's a very damn good game. However, we should probably know by now that, all of our opinions, and yes, including yours, is objectively incorrect, and that we should just, and that the number scoring and the number system is very arbitrary on its own.
Sure.
However, even despite what I said, it's a damn good game.
Yeah, I can't deny it.
No, I can't hate on this game, man. I mean, it's freaking Spider-Man. I mean, how the hell can I hate this game?
You can't, man.
No, I can't. I honestly can't. Especially after what Activision did prior to that. Seriously though, Insomniac, well done.
You know, my fandom for Spider-Man goes deep, man.
Way deep.
So even before the Tobey Maguire movie, I was a fan. But then that movie came out and just it blew everything out of the water. I remember I was in first grade when I saw it. Then I don't remember who it was, but they bought me a Spider-Man hat. A baseball cap.
Oh yeah.
I wore that shit every day for the rest of elementary. And if our middle school didn't prohibit baseball caps, I would have worn it there too.
Nerd.
And same thing for high school. So as a fan, as a diehard Spider-Man fan, I'm getting a little emotional. You know what I mean? Thank you, Insomniac. It's amazing. It's the best game. Oh my god.
I'm also a Spider-Man fan as well. I'm not exactly as deep as compared to Jesse's fangasm over here, but I will say that
just jealous, man.
That the hero, at least Spider-Man, the hero himself, very pretty much captures me a lot. At least compared to other superheroes as well, Iron Man, nah. Superman, no. I know he's an American icon and all that, but Spider-Man, man, he's
they're more related. Spider-Man's more relatable, isn't it?
I don't relate. I don't relate to an alien from outer space or a
who's
billion.
Godlike.
Yeah, who's godlike, or a $1 billion playboy and all that. But at least compared to Spider-Man, who's more down to earth, he's more he's a college student, he's mostly portrayed by as a college student and all that.
Just trying to get by. He's not rich. Yeah.
He's trying to
Iron Man or Batman,
he's just trying to balance out the life of a superhero.
He's self-taught. He didn't go all the way to where does Batman go? He goes to the Himalayas to learn karate or whatever.
Yeah, so, Spider-Man just.
He's self-taught,
he lives and learns.
Yeah. So
yeah, he's basically just like us, and that's why we love this game. Now, granted, I never played the game. I did see a playthrough.
You still can't.
Shut up.
Still can't.
Anyway,
oh man.
Anyway, though, and just judging from what I've seen of the gameplay, what's the story that I've seen. It's honestly the best representation of Spider-Man that I've seen in my life. Even better than the films.
That's the point I was gonna touch on. So, I grew up with Toby. Toby did a great job.
Same here.
I saw Andrew. He was good too.
Mm-hmm.
He was good.
Although my problems with with those two are pretty straightforward. Tobey Maguire is a very good Peter Parker, but he's not that good of a Spider-Man.
I think you're gonna okay. Yeah.
Meanwhile, now this is just opinion, but Andrew Garfield is a really good Spider-Man, but not that much of a good Peter Parker. I mean
I don't see it that way. I kind of agree, but at the same time, I don't. I just, I see Tobey Maguire is good in both, but he's better as Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Peter Parker. I'm so excited I can't even talk.
Peter Parker.
And then Andrew is good as both too, but he's better at Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? So they both, I don't think
one's better than the other. That's definitely that's one thing we can say for sure.
Yeah. But the point is though, and Tom Holland's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too early to judge him. You know what I mean? He's doing good so far.
Yeah, he's got a future. That thing's for sure. Other than Infinity War.
I was gonna wait until at least another one of Tom Holland's Spider-Man,
which is coming soon.
Yeah, I was gonna wait until after to judge who really is the best Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But then Spider-Man PS4 came out.
It's and
I couldn't help it. Even then, I was playing through the game, and I was like, oh man, this is such a good Peter Parker and Spider-Man. He's good at both. I gotta wait.
The voice actor Yuri Lowenthal does a really good job at portraying Spider-Man.
He really captures the voice and the personality, but there's also the motion capture.
Oh yes, definitely.
So the face we see, that's him. That's John. Yeah. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Go ahead.
Bubniak.
John Bubniak.
Bubniak. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sorry for butchering your name if you're watching this.
But he looks like he looks like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In my head, when I picture Spider-Man, he's the face that pops up. You know what I mean? So
and visually it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
At least motion capture wise, it captures the face that's realistic enough, but not to the point of the uncanny valley.
Yeah. And going back to what I was saying real quick.
Mm.
So far, Insomniac Spider-Man is my favorite Spider-Man
here.
And Peter Parker.
That I can't deny that. I cannot deny that.
I wanted to wait until at least one other one of Tom Holland's movies came out, but I can't.
It's there's no contest.
Yeah.
Don't bother fighting. Insomniac Spider-Man wins.
Maybe in the future, I don't know. But for now, best Spider-Man for me.
Best
one. Best. So
now, in terms of story, like I said, it's fantastic. The story of Spider-Man PS4 just starts off with Spider-Man / Peter Parker he's a much more experienced Spider-Man.
This isn't 15-year-olds. This isn't like Tom Holland Spider-Man who's barely.
This isn't
kind of getting used to figuring stuff out. No, he's been Spider-Man for years.
This isn't Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, where we kind of starts off also gets the hangs of things as well, or witnesses Uncle Ben's death again for the nth time.
Yeah, no, this is a really experienced Spider-Man. He's been doing this for years, and that really gives you a lot of options. There's a lot of ways that you can play around with anything. The combat, the web swinging, which the most realistic web swing, by the way. Yeah, you don't just shoot up and a lot of games do that.
Yeah,
where you shoot up and you just swing, but you don't see where the web is. You see where the web goes. You could tell which building you're swinging from,
and even after swinging, you can see the aftermath of your web swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see webs and all that.
Yeah, so oh man, I love this game.
Yeah, and I think it wouldn't have been great had it not been for the acting.
The acting's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's the level of a big budget a Marvel film.
Yeah,
and that's saying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I especially love minor spoilers really.
Mm-hmm.
I love the dynamic the relationship between between Spider-Man and and Doc Ock, Octavius. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably it's like taking like the source material of the Spider-Man comics and just like adapting it into something new. Mm-hmm. Like I don't believe we've seen something like this before, right?
No, we did kind of see it a little bit in Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one.
But not to this level.
Not to that level, where he does kind of take Peter under his wing, but it's short-lived. Because right after, that's when, he turns into Dr. Octopus and goes crazy. No, here we really it gets deep.
Yeah.
We really see...
It gets personal.
You can really tell that, like, they really kind of love each other in a father-son kind of way.
Yeah, like it's kind of like the father-son relationship that like Peter Parker never really had outside of like Uncle Ben.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you could tell. I feel like losing in any version, any adaptation, it leaves a void for Peter, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, But in this game, you could tell that like Dr. Otto Octavius came in and filled that void.
Yeah.
He became a father figure, a role model for Peter. And at first he's really endearing.
Yes, he really is.
Which makes it all the more heartbreaking when you see his de-escalation.
His slow descent into the villain that he's known for.
Yeah.
And you know what the worst part is?
What?
Peter Parker actually helped Dr. Octavius descend into that, which makes it even more heartbreaking because that you're the one that helped reinforce that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I kind of saw it differently. You know what I mean? Because it's the neurotransmitter, but Peter clearly tells him, "Hey, Doc, don't use it because it's not it's gonna mess you up." But he does. It was his choice, so that's how I see it. It's not really Peter's fault-ish.
No. I'm saying it's all of Peter's fault. But he did but he was certainly the reinforcement that was needed in order for Dr. Octopus to appear.
Yeah, but he made that choice. He told him clearly, "Don't do it," and he's like. He waited until he left, and he's like, turned it on back on again.
Yeah, and honestly, as much as I like God of War's God of War's a father and son bonding, I feel I relate more to Spider-Man's father son bonding.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of gameplay, I haven't as I said before, I haven't played the game, so I can't really judge it. But I can at the very least just judge it as a person who watched it, and it's honestly a very fantastic it's dare I say it's amazing.
I get it. It would have been better if you said spectacular, but whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
But it actually harkens back to the PS2 Xbox version of Spider-Man 2. I don't know if you remember
I played it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also played it too. And honestly a mission structure pretty much seems the same. Web swinging as well. Mm-hmm. Though from what I've heard swinging in the new Spider-Man, it's much more fluid compared to compared to 2. But I do feel that there are several omissions that I kind of wish I wanted back from 2 to this new one. Mm-hmm. For example, there was this mechanic spider sense. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
Where you get to slow down time and you get to perform more heavy hitting, flashier moves. For example, there was this move that I loved doing. I don't remember the exact name, but I'm just gonna call the Stairway to Heaven move. Yeah, where you get to knock the thug upwards and and you get to step on him a bunch of times, you using him as stairs.
Oh yeah.
And what I've also noticed that at least in terms of variety, at least enemy variety, there isn't too much of it.
In this one, or?
Yeah, all it is just variations of thugs in this new one. But for something 2, you have other enemies as well. There's thugs. There's also drones, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. And then you got mechs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying like they should be included, but I kind of wish that there was like a little bit of variety in terms of like enemy types.
Mm-hmm.
And then like and speaking of like missions, like there is certainly like a lot of shit to do like for Spider-Man.
But that's good, isn't it? Because like it gives you a lot to do once the main story's over. You have a lot to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe there's a little too much like to do actually. I mean there's like a bunch of like you have like a bunch of missions like for example you got the Catwoman missions. You got like you got your main missions, you got your side missions, side activities, and all that. But then on the side, you also have like dynamic missions as well, like that happen like at random points in time.
But that makes it realistic, doesn't it?
It does.
You know, I feel like that would happen in real life. You
yes.
know what I mean?
Yes. Like in the first two acts, it's fine. Like it's very manageable. Mm-hmm. But in the third act, it gets annoying as hell. Okay, like chaos is all around the city. You have you have your main missions right there. You got your side missions over there. You have you have like a random missions which escalate to either to robberies to
But it makes sense because think about it. In the third act, that's when they break the prisoners out.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yes,
you know, it's realistic.
There's like a bunch to handle. So if that's the case. Where the hell are the Avengers?
Well, no, that's not fair, Eric. No, look, that's a whole other thing. You know what I mean? Like, you have to go into the game rights.
No, but think about it.
I don't think they have the rights to yet. You know, maybe in the future, but they don't have the rights to put the Avengers in, man.
I understand that.
And it's Disney. They're gonna be really hard to get them in. You know?
No, I understand that. But the thing is, realistically, how's one superhero supposed to handle all the crime that's going on that's going on in the city while dealing with what's essentially the Sinister Six?
That's Spider-Man, dude. That's going back to the comics. He struggles with that, man. Before he meets the Avengers or when the Avengers not around, that's what he deals with. Having to that's the whole one of the main themes of Spider-Man is the fact that he's just a kid, but he has to handle all this stuff. You know. That's part of Spider-Man. That's the part of the mythology, man. That's what makes him Spider-Man. The fact that and then he still has his own personal life to deal with. You get me?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely taxing on a person.
But that's the idea. You get me?
But if you throw in Iron Man or Thor or something you can at least get a little bit of help.
But again, I don't think they have the rights to do them. You get me?
Rights or not, story wise, it doesn't. At least to me, it doesn't make sense.
Going back to the comic, that's what happens in the comics, man. Every other Spider-Man adaptation, every media, he deals with that. That's one of the main things about Spider-Man.
Okay. I guess I can agree with you with that, all right.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, at least realistically, at least for me, it doesn't exactly make sense too much.
It doesn't make sense.
Though I will say,
again, in a story where a guy gets bit by a radioactive spider and can crawl on walls and
don't pull that card on.
I'm just saying.
Look, all I'm saying is that look. This is just me, just trying to find as many negative things as I can. This is just me trying to reach out.
No, you're reaching way down, Eric. You're really. Is your arm okay? I think you're. Oh man, you're stretching.
I'm super. I just don't want to admit that a PS4 game is actually this good.
It's okay, Eric. I respect that but I'm on the opposite side. I think it's super realistic, don't you think? We know what you think, but I'm talking to the audience though. Don't you think that's what happens? And you kind of, it makes you choose, right? There are moments where I had to choose, where there's a robbery happening right now, but then there's something else bigger, like a base I need to take down. You have to choose. I feel like that's again, harkening back to the true character of Peter Parker. Have to make tough choices. Going back to the comics and stuff.
And the thing is, with my argument, I'm not saying that it doesn't that it doesn't like stick to like the Spider-Man character. That much I can say for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's way too much for a one superhero to handle, isn't it?
But again, it is. But that's part of the character. I'm just saying, man.
We can argue about this for 5 hours.
If you go to the comics, that's how it is.
Yes.
He's like, ugh.
Yes, it is.
And he starts to go
and that's
college.
that's what I love and hate about it.
Nah, man. Just a hater, man. It's cool. It's cool.
Though, if there's one thing I can agree on, is that the costumes are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. That's my favorite part. You know? Oh man.
I at least personally they're so good. I can't even choose which one's the best. I just can't.
I can't.
I mean, at least personally, it's either the 2099 the costume, or the noir, or the vintage costume.
Some good choices.
Yeah,
you got good taste, man. For me, it probably I like the advanced suit, the main one that you get, in the Insomniac design.
Yeah,
that one's cool. I also I've always been a fan of the Scarlet Spider. The 2099, but the white version, the newer, and then which other?
I actually prefer the blue one.
But I don't like that. It looks super tight. And I get it. It's for Spider-Man. But if you look at the 29, the new one, it looks like armor, thin armor, of course, because he's all about being athletic and stuff.
Yeah.
Acrobatic. You can't be in the bulky armor. But still, it looks like advanced. It looks cool to me. And then which other one? I know there was another one.
None of the MCU costumes?
They're okay. I don't mind. They're the advanced suit. Oh, Last Stand. I like Last Stand because that literally looks like a more practical version of the homemade suit. Like that looks kind of a realistic version of the homemade suit for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Though there are some stupid costumes here and there. At least for me, is that Ghost Rider costume? I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just at least visually, it doesn't look that good.
I could take it or leave it. I'm glad you brought that up.
I mean, it's fine that it's there. I just prefer a different suit.
So I do have an issue with the game. A small one. Pales in comparison to everything else. But I do... What I found... At first I felt really strongly about this. And it is something involving the costumes. So, among all the costumes... I think... people know where I'm going with this.
Go ahead.
There is one where it's Spider-Man in his underwear. Undies. So, I when I heard there was going to be a bunch of costumes, I kind of made a wish list. That's how, again, how big a fan I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name them all. I'm probably going to name only 5. And the only reason I'm naming these few are because they happen in the mainstream universe. It's not another dimension or whatever. So there's Future Foundation Spider-Man. There's Superior Spider-Man. There's Sensational Spider-Man. Now that one's probably...
that one's kind of cool, yeah.
House of M, which is when Scarlet Witch, does altered reality. So instead of mutants being the minority, regular people are the minority. And then last, the Kane Scarlet Spider.
Oh, yeah.
But these all happen in the mainstream universe, you get me? So, that's a little bit of my issue. You picked Spider-Man in his underwear. You picked that to be in the game over all those other cooler, actual serious suits.
Why couldn't we get those?
I first assumed it was a gag.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Funny little Easter egg, whatever. Maybe for sex appeal, for people who are into guys.
Well,
I'm not into guys, so but either way, you can't really take it seriously, can you?
No, you can't. And
put yourself in a thug's shoes. Not even like a big supervillain.
Yeah,
you're robbing a car, whatever.
Yeah,
you hear a web thwip.
Shit, it's Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man. You turn around and you see him in his underwear. I mean, you're still gonna go to jail, but you're gonna get a good kick out of it, right?
I guess, but
you can't take it seriously. So whatever the reason was, that they put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fact that they chose it over all the other suits is like, why?
Now, like, Jesse mentioned this, like before we started recording, but,
I know where you're going. Let me just say,
it's,
you know,
go ahead.
So I could have gotten over that.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gotten over that. Because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's other DLCs. You know, maybe one of my wish list costumes will make it in the other DLC. So I was a little, you know, it did bug me a little. But then, go ahead.
It's a slap in the face when you realize that the underwear costume is supposed to be a reward for for completing the game 100%.
So they've done that before, haven't they? Like
Yeah,
Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah, if you complete it like in 240%, where you play the game twice in a row, you get the golden suit.
Mm-hmm. I think Ultimate Spider-Man, if you finish all of the missions, you get the symbiote suit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a good
That's a decent reward, yeah.
So you do all the missions, everything in this game.
Yeah, all those missions that I mentioned before, whether it's crime fighting or or the main story or
Side missions.
or the side missions,
you get Spider-Man in his underwear.
Thanks.
I ain't got nothing for that one. There's this other suit, vintage suit.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to make that one 100%, that would make sense.
Yeah, it's a very special suit. It's at least compared to the other suits they're in the game, it's unique.
Mm-hmm. But really, any other
literally any other suit.
If they would have made it the 100, I would have been okay with it. The fact that they made underwear the 100%.
I actually would be okay with the underwear, the suit, if it was if you have to do something specific about it,
But I get that. But the fact that they made it 100%, 100%, you do everything in the game, easy missions, hard missions, whatever, you do everything, and that's what you get. I'm lost, man. I thought I was having a seizure when I read that.
It's
I'm like, what's happening, man? My brain stopped working, man. I'm I'm reading this, but that can't be right, man. There's no way. You get it.
So, in conclusion, thanks, Insomniac. And I'm saying it in both ways, sarcastically because of the suit, but genuinely, thank you very much, for working on this game, because even despite all the pet peeves that we've had, with this game, whether minor or major, you've created a well done Spider-Man game that has never been realized to this magnitude before. As a Spider-Man fan, I'm going to give this game I could easily give this game a 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. There's no beating the bush around it. No bullshit and the Xbox is better. No. Genuinely, as a Spider-Man fan, I love this game. So it's a 10 out of 10. But as a critic, unfortunately, I know how much you hate that word. If I have to be very realistic about it, given all those pet peeves I was reaching out for, it's still a very well made game. I can't hate on it a lot. The swinging it, the gameplay is very well done. I love the characters, except MJ.
What? Okay. I thought she was okay, but
but compared to others, yeah, I thought so. She is the game is very well made. It's crafted by very passionate a very passionate group that has a history of other works in their in their how do you call it in their portfolio. Mm-hmm. And realistically, I'm going to give this game a 9.5 out of 10. That's pretty much the highest I'm going to give for this game.
As for me, I've said I'm a huge fan. I did have that issue with undies, but compared to all the other great, all the other stuff, which is amazing. amazing.
You stole my joke, you bitch.
You know, yeah, like amazing in the game. You know, I can't ignore. I'm not gonna forget about all the amazing things that they did just because of that. You know, that does. You know, yeah, it does a bad thing, a negative thing, but compared to everything else, man.
One negative thing compared to all the other like positive things. You
know, again, the gameplay, the character, the casting, the acting. You know, the writing, the aesthetics, everything about it is just, you know, and you know, I'm actually like getting a little emotional. You know, I'm talking to you now. Not as myself, or not as my current self, but as that goofy kid that wore the Spider-Man hat every day for the rest of, like, you know, or not just that one. I had like several Spider-Man hats that I would wear
God,
constantly. Every day I went to elementary school, I had a Spider-Man hat. So, you know, now I'm talking to you as that kid, you know. You know, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. As, you know, as a kid whose dream it was to be Spider-Man, Insomniac has given that to me, and for that, you know, thank you, Insomniac. I'm at a loss for words. And you know, that being said, you know, I was kind of we're talking about this. You know, so far, my favorite Spider-Man for now, because you know we still it's still early in Tom Holland's career. He's pretty good so far. I still have yet to really judge him because he's only done like one main movie.
Yeah, one main movie.
He's been in Civil War,
but. Civil War,
where he's like the protagonist, he's only done one. So, I'm not saying this is my dead, like it's straight, no changing like score, but for now, Insomniac Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal, and John Bubniak, they're my favorite Spider-Man right now. It might change in the future. Like I said, we're still early in Tom Holland's career. But for now, they're my favorite Spider-Man, and it's a 10 out of the first 10 out of 10 for a video game so far, and in general in this show. My first 10 out of 10 goes to Spider-Man PS4. Yeah.
And you know what? I couldn't agree any more than that. Like, it's a very, very well done game. And you know what? If there's ever going to be like a sequel out, like after like a, you know, DLC's like a done in one and done, I can't wait to see like what the future lies ahead like for Insomniac.
Exactly.
If it can convince an Xbox gamer like myself, like that this is like perfect game, then like by all means, buy the freaking game. Like, and if you don't have the system, buy the system, then buy the game.
Hey, take your own advice, sir. And take your own advice.
And if you don't have the money to buy the system or the game, steal one. Here. His is for free. You can go get his now. Like, here's his address. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, man. I didn't get in my PS4 stolen without a fight, man, so you better bring a weapon or something. I'm just kidding.
These hands are rated E for everyone.
Oh, man.
And with that, that's our review for Spider-Man. Thank you for for watching our video. Leave a like. What's your opinion on Spider-Man? Do you think like it's as good as we say it is, or do you have like problems like with it as well? Leave it down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Eric.
My name is Jesse.
And we'll see you next time.